What is good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome. Wednesday night, it is hump day. We are halfway through the week, which means that we got plenty of fantasy football and NFL action to talk about and to break down for you at home. Get those rosters out. Let's go ahead and do what we got to do. I got to go through Big Money League first and kind of, figure out how I am going to thought, plan, and articulate just a few wee moves, a few wee moves, nothing too crazy. That's the lineup right there for Big Money. I'm running Daniel Jones, Josh Jacobs, Bill, T. Higgins, Justin Jefferson, Travis Kelce, Dobbs in the flex, TJ Watt, Falcons defense, Buckner at kicker. I'm actually feeling that lineup. I might actually throw Hollywood Brown in the flex just for the fuck of it. What up, Derpy? What's good? If you got a fantasy question or like a pick'em question or like, anything about any NFL props or anything, drop it in the chat. Let it be known. I got Monty on bye. I got Sam Darnold on a bye. Let me show you guys this shit right here. This one is just real for center. It's just oh my gosh. So like in this league, I'm having to fucking start Sean Tucker. I'm praying I get Terry back, but Jettas, Terry, QJ is my receivers this week. This one, I got the whole fucking bench on bye. If pretty much I have Seahawks and Rams on bye. I was so hoping I could have gotten Bucky back, but I know that they're gonna wait till after the bye. So I'm plug and play Sean Tucker for the fuck of it and just hope for the best. Like I'm not gonna. There's zero need for me to, like the waiver wire across a lot of my leagues are shit. This week is just one of those weeks where you got to plug and play a body and just pray for the best. Like plug and play a body and just pray for the best possible outcome. Like if you're trading for guys that have already fucking had their bye at this point. Like that's the way that you're thinking is, as bye already taking place, like somebody is sending me Judkins and Olave. I would have to give up Jacobs and Shakir. I don't know if I like that trade. I don't know if I like that. Hold on. That's wild. That's wild. I don't know. Hold on. Yo, I gotta send this to fucking Mike. because I need a second opinion. Like I know what I would usually do. That's actually in this particular league. That's the best fucking trade offer that I've gotten. I'm likely not going to get much better than that. The one dude's a Packers fan that's sending me the offer. I mean, upgrading from Shakir to Olave is fucking sick. He's like, hell no, decline that. I don't want to give up Jacobs. Last year in this league, I gave up Jacobs and it bit me in the ass. Like with the lineup that I have already, I'm pretty much with this particular lineup that I have, I'm built for playoffs. So it's like I'm going up against the person in third. He's 5-2. I'm 4-3, and I'm in fifth. Like there's not much disparity. It's really just one of those. I just need his team to have a shit week. Just do Josh for Judkins and Olave. Would you rather get bit in the ass or do the biting? Remember that. I don't. Here's the thing. I would end up having to drop Shakur. So it's basically giving up Shakur does nothing for me. Like giving up Shakur does nothing for me. It says the trade is essentially, it essentially is that it is Josh for Judkins and Olave. I don't. The thing is that I don't want to unload Jacob. I don't want to unload Jacobs. I don't want to unload Jacobs. Like he's already gone through. Like I don't see. I don't need to do it. I'm probably not going to do it. Just going to fucking be honest. But I'm going to entertain this person in trade talks. Like I already have a running back that's already been through their bye. I just got to survive this week with no Monty. Then like I've had 2 backs through bye, and like I'm pretty much good. I have both my backs like all the way through then. It's really just worrying about my flex from like that point on. Like I don't really want to fucking do it. Jacobs is definitely, it seems like questionable every week. Take advantage of his personal feelings for Packers. See what else he's got. Oh, he's not. It's pretty much going to be that or bust. Like it's he's pretty much going to give me. His only other running back is fucking Jalen Warren. I don't want that. I don't want that. He has Aaron Jones on IR. I don't want that. He legitimately, he's 3-4, legitimately has nothing else that I want. He's 3-4, legitimately has nothing else that I want. So like that's like the best that he can offer me is Judkins and Olave. Like bro's receivers are not good. He's not going to give up JSN. He's not going to give up Amon-Ra. I don't want Woody Marks. Like, no. No. Oh no, I would keep Judkins. I would keep Judkins, and Olave would just be on my bench at that point. Like I would keep Judkins and Olave. Like I pretty much the only starter that I'm giving up in the deal would be Jacobs. But I feel like over the course of a season, I'd much rather have Jacobs than Judkins. Look, well, I'm a Kinsey Dern fans. I'm dead. Mm. Fuck. Inconspicuous, what's good? Just dropped Troy Franklin for Tez. Trey Tucker was also on the chopping block, but Jacoby will probably get traded. Don't rely on that. Don't rely on that. Don't rely on that. Drop Trey and then drop Trey and then just pick Troy back up. Don't rely on that. Get out of that trap. Get out of that trap. Even with Jacoby gone, the Raiders don't do that to yourself. Just get out of the Trey Tucker trap. Get out of the Raiders trap. You'd much rather have Tez and Troy over Trey and Jacoby. Either one, even with Jacoby possibly getting traded. I flipped Jordan Mason for Rico, and then Rico for Judkins. I'm currently trying to sell Judkins. People are definitely going to buy, are definitely going to buy Judkins, and they're definitely willing to listen to offers for Judkins. RB14. He's mostly boom. He's mostly boom. Let's see, 11 against Baltimore, 17 against Green Bay, 23 against Detroit, 17 against Minnesota. The game against Pitt was bad, so that's the bad game right there. That's the outlier. 30 against Miami. Olave just quietly being fucking wide receiver 11 is nasty work. I'm not gonna front. I'm not gonna front. That's low key. That's low key nasty work. Jacobs is RB7. $14, $16, $13, $33, $32, $19. Like fuck, you can't beat that. You just can't beat that. Currently making a move for James Cook with my Judkins. You better be pairing that. You better be pairing Judkins with something. The person that has James Cook is not doing a 1-for-1 for Judkins unless they are like seriously that heavy of like a Judkins fan. How would you rank these guys? Waddle, Ellick, QJ, Wandell. QJ, Wandell, Waddle, Ellick. QJ, Wandell, Waddle, Ellick. Ellick very last. I got Judkins, Warren, and Alvin Kamara as my running backs. I do not want Alvin Kamara. I do not want Alvin Kamara on my team. But I think that's the player that's the one that you said that was pretty much like the one that nobody was pretty much trying to go for. Like Mans is RB22 on this season. Like, Mans is RB22 on the fucking season. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Like, I don't know if I want to be dealing with out of the group of running backs that you have. I'm keeping Judkins. I'm keeping Warren. I'm moving Kamara. I want Judkins and Warren for playoffs. Judkins, Alvin, Wobble, Ellick for James Cook, Scat, Olave. I'm gonna shoot for the moon, YOLO, bro. Keep Judkins. Give that fucker Kamara. Fuck him. Don't give him a stable piece. I mean, then again, that's probably the only way that you're going to get him to go for the trade anyways, is by giving him like a little bit of something. If he's dumb enough to take that, bruh, do it. Shoot for the moon. I'm not going to hold you back. How do you feel about Monangai this week? Had to use him for the Gibbs buy. I'm going to be honest. With a lot of us being in situations, I take it that you're in a situation probably similar to myself, right? In a couple of leagues where it's like, fuck, I'm just throwing a body in a spot and hoping that they could do well enough to keep me in a playoff spot, like keep me in playoff contention. And that's the way that I'm looking at Monangai. You're going up against Baltimore. I know that Lamar is back in practice, so I mean that should give the Baltimore Ravens a little vote of confidence heading into this game. Like, yo, we got 8 back, so maybe we can go out there and do something offensively. Monangai had 22 last week. That was against New Orleans. I don't know if you do that against Baltimore, even as not as great as Baltimore is. I don't know if he goes for 22. Baltimore's been bad. Baltimore's been bad. Been one of the lesser defenses in the NFL this season. Monangai is still the backup. Monangai's snap share has slowly gone up. Over the last 2 weeks, went from 34 to 45. That was against Washington. That was against New Orleans. Baltimore for a bye. I just like it as a body to throw in there. I wouldn't be shocked if the floor is like 11 points. Would not be shocked at all. I think that it is a very touchdown dependent play. If that dude is currently 1-6, and if he's willing to make that move, and he's 1-6, like bro, and I'd even throw in a little message. Hey, bro, I noticed that you're 1-6. Maybe here's a way that you can create a spark for your team. Like, I'd be willing to even throw that out there. Hey, here's a shot at creating a spark. If you're 1-6, 2-5, like if you're in the fucking doghouse of fantasy football, I don't want you going to any YouTube channel talking about some you know, or going to any YouTube channel, like listening to any like YouTuber or analyst for that matter, and then being like, oh well, you have these players that are just way too valuable and you can't get rid of. You're fucking 1-6. You need to be going out there and you need to be trading. You need to be trying to create a spark. What do NFL teams do when they're in the doldrums? They find a way to create a spark. You need to be doing the same thing for your fantasy team. Sometimes reality and fantasy meet each other, and I don't know why. Sometimes people are like, "Oh, well, like it's fantasy football, like keywords fantasy." You, you're also a fucking fake pretend GM. Do the right things to make yourself get into the playoffs, and sometimes that's going to be create a spark. If you're 1-6, I don't want to hear you complaining about the trade offers that you're getting or any. You need to fucking create a spark. Like obviously, if something is some ass, like don't do it. But like if you're getting sent like very well equitable offers, or if you have like a team full of stacked players but you're still losing every single fucking week, you need to change up the combination of scoring of the roster construction that you have so that you have a team that is consistent enough to go out there and win you games. So that's my rant for people that are below 500 that are staring outside the playoffs right now with trade deadline getting ready to be up and them needing to desperately win games to get into the playoffs. That's my rant. Create a fucking spark if you are below 500 in fantasy football. Glad I got to get that off of my chest. One second. Let me look at some of my other lineups. Bro, the fact that I'm really gonna go out there and I'm really gonna fucking trot out. It is what it is, bro. It is what it is. I'm really gonna have to trot out Sean Tucker in the league and just hope that like it's like a weird fucking like, oh, Sean Tucker day, like he's gonna go all. Oh. I'm hoping that dude says yes. If that dude ends up saying yes to that trade, buddy. Trying to see if there's anything else that I need to do with this particular lineup. No, not really. Travion Henderson, the biggest rookie bust of the season, bro. The Travion Henderson situation is so fucking wild because it's like it's not even like they're really trying to give like they're not even trying to give him any carries. Like it's just it's a whole baffling just enigma. He went from 50% of the snap share to like last week against Tennessee, 14% of the snap share. Back-to-back weeks of 50%. Or I'm sorry, he had 50 the week before against Buffalo. He had 30, and then down all the way down to 14. I don't know. Like Vrabel just has a disdain for rookies, I guess. Um, somehow Hendo is still RB42 on the season. Get the kid some fucking touches, man. Get the kid some touches. Like I feel like we can't necessarily call him a bust just because he's a bust for fantasy football purposes. I feel like eventually New England's gonna move on from Ramondre. I mean, like I feel like you have to with this fumbling problem, right? I mean, Henderson is just a injury situation away from being able to be given touches and show us what all he's got. Shaheed or Wandell? That is such a close one. That is such a close one. I feel like I lean Wandell personally. Uh, just with the way that Wandell has been playing. with the way that Wandale's been playing, with the consistency that Jackson Dart is targeting Wandale Robinson, um, wide receiver 24 on the year. Like, would you believe it if I told you that? I feel like I'm starting the hot hand. I'm starting the guy that I'm just. I have a little bit more faith in their offense, more to be able to get them the ball a little bit more consistently. Plus, he's the number one option in that offense. So for me, it's Wandale. I get that they're going to be going up against Philadelphia, but I think that Tampa's going to use this divisional matchup against New Orleans as a get-right game after what they had done to them against the Detroit Lions. So maybe Shaheed gets you like, I don't know. You're with Shaheed, you're living and dying by the 40-yard bomb whenever you start him. You're living and dying by the big playability. Even on the high end, when he's targeted 9 times a game, he's maybe only bringing in 4 of those, 4 or 5 of those. The 2 times this season that he's been targeted 9 times, he hauled week 1 in for 6, for 33 yards, and then last week he was targeted 9 times, hauled in 4 for 40. He's averaging about 4 catches a game, and they're not deep catches. He has 1 touchdown on the season, so I'm not really in on the Shaheed experiment. If I'm in a league where I have to start 2 flexes, yeah, go ahead and throw Shaheed out there. Is Aaron Jones coming back? It said 4 weeks ago he's coming back in week 8, brother. Dude, I'm still seeing him with an IR designation on multiple platforms. I don't think that he's coming back this week. Personally, I feel like if they were already going to bring him back, then they would have been done so. Like we would have saw him at practice today. We're not seeing him at practice. He's still considered questionable to play Thursday night. At this juncture, I'm going to take it as that motherfucker's not suiting up. So, sorry. Like this is when you couple the amount of buys with the amount of injuries this week, it is going to be an ugly week in fantasy football, and like we're just really going to have to go out there and just prayer circle over our lineups for real, because it's gonna be war, boys. It's tough. It's tough. In staff league, I'm sitting in right there close in playoffs. But I might not start a defense in a league. I would have to drop Jacksonville's defense. Let me see. Let me try and predict if my opponent's going to make any moves. I don't foresee this person making any drops. He's got Sam Darnold on a bye. He's not even going to go and try and get a fucking quarterback. I might end up not starting a defense in the league and still coming away with the fucking win. We're smoking darts, drinking Dartle Hall, starting Dartle Kane, full send Dart Jackson against Philly. Absolutely, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. Um, Jackson Dart is absolutely startable in fantasy football and is going to end the year as a top fantasy QB. Um, believe you me, he's about it. He's about he's with the shits. He's with the shit. Philly could fuck around and very much lose that game. Like Philly could very well lose that game, and that game could be utilized as a game to alter the NFC East. I mean, the NFC East is already turned down upside down on its head. Why not make it more convoluted than what the fuck it already is? Yeah, I'm not. I could start San Fran versus Houston. I could start San Fran versus Houston and drop Jacksonville temporarily. I have May and Dart on my team. I know I love that for you. That's a good situation to be in. JMO, Bill, Dart for Chase Brown and Jordan Addison, yay or nay? I almost want to go nay because I just feel like that the only thing that you're really getting out of that deal is Addison. I feel like it's just giving up too much. Part realistically, I don't want that. I don't want your competitor having those pieces. Fuck that and fuck that guy. Chase Brown playoff schedule is juicy. That's what I thought of. I don't I don't trust the Bengals offensive line. I'm so out on that line. Like they're still going to be. Brown looked great last week. Awesome. There are going to be games, and Joe Flacco is going to fizzle out at some point. We know this. He does it because he's old. He can't keep up with the young guns anymore. There are going to be games for the remainder of the season where we're going to see that same old Cincinnati Bengals. And I feel like honestly, we were going to see some of this rear its ugly head even with Joe Burrow if Joe Burrow was healthy. The only difference is that the win total might be a little bit different and the team might be a little bit more fantasy viable. But I still feel like Chase Brown wasn't going to be as big of a fantasy contributor as we thought that he probably possibly could have been. Um, I'm not fully sold. One game of Chase Brown doing what he did isn't enough for me. But I mean, if I were to do that trade, those would probably be the pieces that I would give up to do that. So you have the right thinking in framing that trade. What if I could pull off the same trade, but instead of Chase Brown, it's Javonte Williams? Then yes. Now that I love, and he has to start to or take Jackson Dart. Yeah, see that's better. That's better because you can utilize the fact that hey man, I can get you out of that having to start to a situation. It's gonna come at this fucking price right here. Now that I can mess with. Bruh, with with my opponent like being I'm not gonna fucking play a defense against this fucker. He's out of quarterback. He's out of tight end. He's not gonna be able to put up a fucking a broad enough score to beat me with Dak, Josh Jacobs, Jonathan Taylor, Rasheed Rice, Dunze, Goddard, Hall, Jake Elliott. Like he's not gonna fucking bro's gonna get fucking just demolished. In all honesty, I can fucking put T Higgins in my flex just for the fuck of it. Vidal or Mason Haram decision. I feel like I lean Vidal. I feel like I lean Vidal. Just keeping it real. Jordan Mason against the Chargers. Not great. It's not great. I feel like I like Vidal a little bit more. My gosh. The safer floor is with Mason is the problem. So you have to go Mason. Vidal's too much boom or bust, so you have to go you have to go Mason. Given those two, I'm gonna take the chalk out of those two. If it's ride or die between those two, I'm taking the chalk and I'm gonna go with Mason. Fuck it. You have Bucky and Genty higher than Drake London. I think that this is a needs-based question. Me, I value running backs in fantasy football, and I feel like running back, especially with the landscape of fantasy football right now, running back is just slightly more valuable. If we're talking in a trade scenario, I'm going to keep the two running backs over London, but that's just me personally. You was watching the Jazz game, bro. How was it? I didn't even get to watch basketball. I'm doing AMA right now. I'll probably watch some ball once I get off. Like if you're needing Drake London, then fuck, you got to do what you got to do. But I mean, I value the running backs just a little bit more. Was thinking Drake London, Bill, and Dart for Bucky and Genty. Okay, that seems like a little bit much. Seems like a little bit much, especially with Bucky already having an injury this season. Who's to say he doesn't re-aggravate that? And now you're stuck holding that bag. And then you have Genty, who's been okay, you know, who's definitely shown some flashes. I mean, and it's been looking better for Genty. God damn! Oh my gosh! Fuck! That's bad. That is bad. Jazz still on. They are up 94-63 against the Clippers. Damn. I prefer having Bucky and Genty, but I'm also like diehard Bucky. Hey, I think that they're taking that same approach that they did a couple of weeks ago. He's the franchise QB. Something happens, you rest him. It's only his second year. Rest him. You know, I am advocating for it, especially to not have it. People are already too early trying to say, oh well, he's the next RG3. To make sure that narrative can just go away, rest him. We needed to have all things align up ever so perfectly, to where We need things to line up ever so perfectly to where everyone can be healthy on the same page as we get down into the stretch of November. So I'm all good with it. I'm all for it, and hopefully it lines up with the times to where the receiving core is back on the field at the same time, and then we can get back to winning some football games. But with players like that, you gotta rest them, especially a mobile quarterback, second year, played at a high level in the SEC. You know that the body's gonna need it after multiple seasons like that. Mm-mm-mm-mm. What other fantasy questions y'all got? I know y'all got some more. You have one player that's no longer on IR. Shut up. Oh, it's finally Jalen Coker time. Okay. Oh shit. Clicking down too far. Alright, and then I gotta fill in some holes on this roster. See, Wednesday nights when I like to go through, set everything up, get it all nice and neat. AJ Brown questionable, but I think he'll be all right. I think he'll pull through. Bro, I know people be sitting back like on like Monday and Tuesday nights, like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna beat him. And then like I set my lineup. Like one of my homies actually texted me like the week ago. He's like, bro, he's like, I hate when you set your lineup on a Wednesday night. He's like, and then I see that like now I had like no shot at winning. I'm like, bro, I'm sorry. I was like, I like to fucking play the mind games with people sometimes. Sometimes you got to. And of course, in this league, I gotta fucking pick up a kicker because like this league is super just like super kicker friendly. Joey Sly against Indianapolis? Probably not. I might go Badgley. Might end up going Badgley. Yeah, I'll go with Badgley. I have to drop Myers temporarily. It's gonna suck. I have to drop someone. That doesn't necessarily have to be Myers. But Badgley ain't a bad start for the week. I put in all my players on buy or my bench players to make my projection at like 50 or 60 just to mind fuck them exactly. I do that a lot. Shakira or Addison all day. Addison all day. If Brees is out, I gotta choose to start either Woody, Spears, or Monungai. Out of those options, it's probably gonna be Woody. I just read that one. Can you trust Hawk tomorrow? That's going to be tough. That's gonna be tough here. Let me just look at a couple of things here in just a moment. Oh fuck! I have to make a serious drop decision right now. That sucks. Oh well. Darnell Mooney. Bye. Let me look at something. Mm, it's a Thursday night. It's a Thursday night. I mean, of course, I don't want you getting behind the ball, especially at the tight end position. I mean, but tight end is weird. Tight end is weird, mad, unpredictable. What's your other options? What's your other options? Other options are on waivers are Otten, Mason Taylor, and John New. I don't trust the Pittsburgh Steelers situation at tight end just because it's like it's Firemouth, it's John New, it's Darnell Washington. It's like fucking weird. I kind of like Otten. I kind of like the Otten option just a little bit, just because Baker is having to rely on Otten just a little bit more. So I don't hate it. I don't hate the K dot in play. Um, it is against New Orleans. I would almost probably play Otten over Hawkinson. Like, I mean, both of those options, they're both of those guys are going to be the third look in their respective schemes. Just because, like in Minnesota, you have Justin Jefferson, Addison. Those are going to be the first guys that are going to be getting the looks for. We know with Otten, it's going to be Mbuka, Tez, Sterling Shepard. Then it's like pretty much Otten. You're pretty much stuck with this situation where you're starting a variation of all of the same guy. With Otten and Hawkinson, you're sitting around the same floor, with Hawkinson just having maybe a little bit more upside. Hawkinson might maybe score you a extra point or two. But either way, I mean, over the last like 3 games for Otten, it's been 16.1, 15.1, 22.5. I'm liking those numbers. You know, for the Vikings, I mean, they've had a bye, but I mean, you just look at the last 3 for TJ, it's 13.9, 15.8, 16.3. So it's like it's kind of getting a little bit better. But I think Otten's probably the situation I'd roll with against the matchup of New Orleans. Someone in my league picked up Tyler Lockett. The fuck? What does that guy know that clearly I don't? Clearly knows something I don't. Oh wow, someone just picked up Rashard Smith in one of my leagues. How did I fucking miss that? He was still available. Let's see. Who is going to be Amon Ra's fill-in this week? I should get Lamar back in this week. Thank God. Doing some adjustments in my super flex. I get Lamar back at QB this week. Sounds like he's definitely going to be back. Sounds like they're super happy to have him back. With now put Penix back as my super flex, where I was fucking having to desperately start anybody and everybody at. Mm, 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 mm. I will throw in. Do I trust Mark Andrews? I, I don't really. I know that I don't trust Mark Andrews. I'll fill in. There we go. Throw Troy Franklin into that spot. It's like that makes things a little bit better. Oh, see, this person's doing the put everyone that's on bye in their starting lineup to mind fuck their opponent trick. Oh God, I hate that. And of course, it's my homie Brad Bolt from freaking down under. He from Australia, so I know he gonna wake up. He gonna set that line up. That's just gonna be nefarious. See, shit's so damn diabolical. It is virtually impossible to not have a player of some sort on bye in some league. Like everybody has someone on bye this week. I don't think that anyone out there has any single league with no one on bye. Ah, shit. One of the leagues that I was having so much fun having the dog Charbonnet go out there and eat up wins for me. I gotta go ahead and throw out Kenny Gainwell in his place. That's what happens when you have shit options. I mean, it ain't too bad. I'm 3-4 in that league. It's a dynasty. Military Veterans League. I'm 5-2 in that joint. Gadsden's, okay, worth the hype, worth the pickup, yes, worth the hype. Everyone is hyping man's up. Everyone's hyping man's up, and it's. I feel like it's warranted because of what he's done over the course of the last couple of weeks. But in many ways, like I definitely do kind of proceed with caution with the Gadsden hype. Um, I would just approach it with caution. I definitely feel like worth the pickup. I'd rather have him on my team than not have him on my team. I'll say it like that. I'd rather have him on my team than not. Got Max Crosby on bye. Bro, I saw someone threw like $95 like of their fab, and I'm like, bro, like what are you doing? Like like you have no fab for like the rest of the season? He's like, nah, bro. He's like, I got like $30. Or like, yeah, he's like, I got like $25. Like, bro, you're not gonna make 25 fab dollars like last like the rest of the season, bro. Like where do they do this at? Like like seriously, like but whatever. Who am I to judge? Fuck, I gotta make another drop. I don't want to. I might have to go out there with that one with without that extra flex spot because fuck you, I'm not making any drops if I don't need to. Like y'all are asking me to make a fucking drop and I don't really feel like I need to. Not for the shit that's out there. Okay, Devin Nail is available. That could be prove to be useful. Nah, fuck that. I'm leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone. Just leave it alone. All right, y'all. I got all my lineups set for the weekend. I don't see myself making any making any extra moves because like the moves that I would have to make this week to like just grab like certain players like or grab like a player or two to like fill in a spot here or there. I just don't want to be just deal with the convoluted risk. Like it's just there's just too much risk associated. So like in many ways, I'm just like you know what, like fuck it. You know it is what it is. We're gonna ride out with like the guys that we have. Because like some of the drops that I would have to make straight up just puts a fucking target on my back and strengthens my opponents. And like I don't feel like I need to do that. Do I have a like, I think in this one I have an empty roster slot. So I could add someone. Now the problem is who. I might just add in K Dot and then throw him into that second flex because of the safe four that I just mentioned. Because like I like K Dot like maybe a little bit more than having to throw out like Chimeri Dyke or yeah, I don't want to play like someone like Turpin or anything like that. Justice Hill is interesting. I feel like I'm better off start just snatching up and yep, boom, I had an empty slot. I had an empty slot. So I went ahead, snatched up Otten, and then Otten will fill in that extra flex spot. I trust the floor. I trust the floor. Boom. Play Calvin Austin. I'm dead. I'm not gonna play Calvin Austin. Not in a league where I'm 5-2. Yeah, not in a league where I'm 5-2. Fucking 5-2 against all my military homies. I'm in third. I'm in third place. I dropped from first to third. Fuck. One extra loss really, really fucking got me. Oh, fuck. All right, y'all. Well, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna head off for tonight. I appreciate y'all. Hope that I answered everyone's questions. I got my lineup set, so went through, did my whole madness shit. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Cheers to me. Cheers to you, all the rum boys and girls. What to do? Dilly dilly. I love and appreciate you. We outie. Peace.
Holy shit.